Thank you for listening to this podcast from TRE, Talk Radio Europe, your voice in Spain and around the world. For more information, please visit tre.radio.
TRE in the afternoon. Presented by Hannah Murray.
Good afternoon. It's just gone 5:05. You are now listening to Women Talk. With me in the studio today is Mary Harbo, Georgina Shaw and Audrey Spearing. Hello.
Hello.
Ah, lovely to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh, I like it. The chorus of
How long
singers.
can you say that for? Is it the
I
whole
know.
of January?
The whole of January, I think.
I feel like it's the first time. Sorry, there's tinsel in the way. There's still tinsel. I can't see you properly. The first time I see someone in January.
Yes. Yeah. That's
so
true. I agree.
But I mean, I feel towards the end of January it's a bit silly, but I don't know, middle
But
of
then
January.
what happens when the menopausal brain kicks in and you forget that you've seen someone last week
Oh,
and you
that's
see
true.
them again in the gym and go, Happy New Year. And they go, she's a bit mental.
Yeah, I've seen you last week. Yeah, I have already thought of that.
Yeah.
Have I already seen people? Because I am saying Happy New Year to everyone I see on the basis that it's the first time I've seen them in the new year. So I can't. Does it feel too late already then,
No,
do you think?
no, not at all. No, I don't
Okay.
think it does yet. But I just
Okay.
wondered if there was a cut-off point on the sort of etiquette scale
Yeah,
where you
I don't know.
don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Because obviously Christmas goes on for so long here.
Exactly.
That now we're only just out of the Christmas period, but actually it was quite a while ago that it was New Year's Eve.
I think if someone said it to be in February, I'd be like,
Yeah. Time out.
yeah, exactly.
I think
Come
because we
on now.
celebrate the Three Kings here as well, it kind of prolongs Christmas, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think maybe up to the middle of January is okay.
Okay,
All right,
so we're
let's
still
say that.
8th
We're still
of Jan.
okay.
We're
Still
still
time.
good. Okay, perfect. There was an article talking about the headline sort of made me laugh. You shouldn't have £1.5 billion of Christmas gifts to be returned, and it's talking about all the Christmas presents that people return for refunds, exchanges, or store credits. And I just wondered how you felt about returning presents, because my attitude has changed quite a lot over the years. I used to feel really guilty and think, oh no, I can't possibly do anything with this other than keep it and pretend that I like it or pretend to use it or whatever. But now I'm like, okay, I don't obviously say it necessarily to the person's face, but I'll straight away think, I know someone
Do
who
you
will
have
like
the
that.
receipt?
Yeah. Oh no, I re-gift.
Regifting.
Regift
Yes.
or sell on Vinted.
Just
Quite
make sure
happy
you don't
to do
re-gift
that.
it back to the person.
I
who
know,
gifted
I
it.
have to really think
Because
that.
an awful lot of remembering has to go on here. Just
Definitely.
have I said Happy New Year? Who got me the last gift?
Yes.
A lot of remembering.
I know, you have to think. So how do you feel about what do you do when you get presents that you don't?
I like a good re-gift myself as well. I don't think you should hang on to things that you don't want.
No, exactly.
There's too much clutter in my house as it is. I probably don't normally take things back, although if there are gifts with a receipt in the bag, I think, well, I could do. But yeah, I think passing on the love to someone that it's better for is a
Yes.
lovely thing to do.
Definitely.
Yeah, I had a strange thing happen yesterday, which isn't quite the same thing, but is sort of related insofar as I treated myself to 2 nice new jumpers coming out here.
Nice.
No, this wasn't one of them.
That was very nice though.
They were expensive. One of them was a Christmas one with little Christmas puddings and holly and all the rest of it over. And I thought, I'm going to wash them now and put them away for next year, as you do. Looked at all the instructions inside, 30 degrees, delicate programme. Washed the first one and it shrank.
No.
Honey, I shrunk the jumper. so upset. And they were expensive. So I watched the second one, which was in the same sort of series. And I could say the brand. Should I say the brand?
Yeah, why not?
They're not cheap. Bowden.
Okay.
Nice jumpers.
Yeah.
And it also shrank. The bit where all the decoration was. So I was so upset about this. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to write to customer services.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So I sent an email to customer services. And within 2 seconds, I got a reply back saying that I'd used the wrong name because I'd used Harbo instead of my married name, and could I confirm my name and the rest of it? And they wanted to get onto this as quickly as possible. Anyway, long story short, within half an hour of my original email, they had refunded me the full price for 2 jumpers and, for my trouble, a voucher for £10.
That's
really
excellent.
good.
Yeah. And she will be regifting the jumper to her 6-year-old.
Exactly.
Double whammy.
No, they want to see them, so I am going to send them back. But
Yeah.
I said I'm in Spain at the moment. I can't send them back until we get back. But I was really impressed by
That's
customer
really good.
services because I don't think that happens generally speaking.
No.
And I looked at the reviews of the jumpers, and a couple of other people had said that they had shrunk as well. So,
Imagine if you had left to wash it like before Christmas next year. You probably the kind of time period to return something would have been expired.
Well, the one with the Christmas puddings and things on, it was still damp, and I was just thinking it had shrunk. And she emailed me and said, "Give me a report. Has it shrunk? Has it not?" I mean, really,
Really on it.
Yes.
There you go.
It's shrunk. The latest is it has shrunk. Around the top decorative area, there is shrinkage, definite shrinkage, and shorter.
Yes. Oh, wow. That's great customer service.
When it comes to regifting for me, I have this box in my garage, and it's things like candles, nice books, lovely scarves that are kind of like universal presents.
Yes,
that I either buy in the sales or somebody gives it to me and it's not really my colour,
Yeah.
So I put it in the box, and then it's really handy because when it's someone's birthday, or if I'm kind of going through a last minute birthday lunch, I think, oh my God, I haven't got time to buy a present. I go out to my little box of tricks.
Yes, exactly.
And they're always nice things. I mean, who as a woman, who doesn't like a nice candle or a nice scarf? We all kind of like more or less generally the same things.
Definitely.
So I think regifting is nice if you're giving something decent.
Yes. Absolutely.
But don't give something that's absolutely terrible.
No,
just to get rid of it.
Of course. But also, you should hopefully know what your friends or family, loved one, what the kind of things that they like.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it doesn't happen often. Certainly not from people I'm really close to. That I get things that I'm like, I don't like that, because people
Generally
know
you.
know
Yeah.
me
Know you,
and
yeah.
know exactly. But no, when it does, it's generally from someone maybe I don't know particularly well. But then you can go, I know someone
do you
who
have
really.
a few stalkers? You have a few stalkers?
I wouldn't call them stalkers, no.
Acquaintances.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Much better word. Moving on to the next article, because I saw this article and I thought, we've got Audrey on this week, so this is perfect. Well, not perfect, because it's not very nice what it says. Why January is the cruelest month to have your birthday. 1 in 3 adults born in January have abandoned birthday plans, convinced that friends won't bother to turn up. A poll of 2,000 adults include 250 born in the first month of the year, found a third who have cancelled January birthday plans did so because they feared loved ones would drop out at the last minute. Of the people who dropped out, some said they didn't fancy venturing out in the cold and the dark. Some said they were tight on money after the festive period, and others said they avoided the get-together because they didn't want to drink alcohol.
Okay, I will start because I've lived this for 53 years. I'm living proof of this point, right?
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons to it. First of all, January, a lot of people are in dry January, they're not drinking, so they don't want to party, right? So that doesn't bother me if people are not drinking. But I often do get a lot of regifts, and I can see their regifts because I like, those cosmetic packs out of Boots nobody wants.
Yeah.
I tend to get a lot of them for my birthday, and I think you just got that for Christmas off your granny and you don't want it, and I'm getting it. But it's okay because I put it in my box in the garage and I have a gift to someone else.
Yes, exactly.
So it all works out in the end.
Perfect.
That's the first thing. But also what I do is I always have a birthday in January, and I have 2 birthdays. Because the Queen has 2 birthdays, so why can't I? 100%. So my birthday is January the 15th, but I always have a party, a big party, like in my house, either with a DJ, and I invite 100 people June the 15th. Because I think 6 months, because the summer is out, the weather is nice, everyone's in summery spirit. So I always have 2 birthdays, January the 15th, and to make it. Yeah.
An unbirthday party.
Yes, exactly. Have a summer birthday. I like that.
My mother had her birthday always was on, well, they never knew whether it was actually Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So we used to celebrate it on Christmas Eve. But she always had this thing as a child, well, your present is bigger than your brothers and sisters. And of course it wasn't. It was the same. It was the same. which was, I think, a shame.
Yeah.
And I have a godson whose birthday is tomorrow. The 9th.
Yeah.
And he said this year he's not going to do anything because he feels all partied out and everybody's partied out. And I think it's a shame.
Just because your birthday is on a certain date, you can have lunch with a couple of 4 or 5 friends, but you can still have a party like the beginning of February.
Yeah.
Why not? It doesn't have to be exactly on the day of your birthday.
Absolutely true.
So that's what I often do. Like my birthday is obviously next week, and I have 17 Irish people flying in from Dublin to Spain, and I've rented a place for 3 days in Sotogrande, and we're being together playing fun games.
Lovely.
And
what, your
drinking.
family?
Oh, my family, they're all coming.
Nice.
So, but because I want to have a party with all you girls, with fun people, I'll have a party in probably the end of January, beginning of February, and invite like lots of girls.
Yeah.
So you can turn a negative into positive.
Absolutely.
I think it's a great time to have a party because, February,
drab.
end of January, everything's a bit blur.
Yeah.
There aren't many parties, really. And I think, why not?
Yeah, definitely. We'll make it work.
I'll come.
There you go. So there was an article talking about dry January and things. So I thought we could talk about not just dry January, but sort of New Year resolutions and things like that. Is it something that you do? Is it something that you think about? Do you kind of reassess your life and go, okay, what can I do differently? And what can I do to enhance my life? That you do that kind of this time of year?
Well, I do like a reset. I like a kind of opportunity to reflect, to think about what's gone well, what hasn't gone so well. But rather than I think when I was younger, I set like 25 difficult to follow New Year's resolutions. And within a week, they were
Unachievable.
no more. Completely. So I've stopped with that. I've done more like what I'd like to do more of. So my sort of resolution is do more exercise. Try and do some kind of exercise every single day.
Right.
And which I know I can do in one form or the other. And just generally sort of try and kind of plan for a better year rather than say these are the concrete things which I think most people then can't continue with.
Yeah.
There's some very strong, I can't remember the exact number, but it's a very high statistic. It's something like 60 or 70% of people that make New Year's resolutions actually drop them before the end of January.
Yeah.
That's probably not exactly about it. Something in those figures. And it's because people make New Year's resolutions that are not achievable. And I know probably you know this, it's called SMART. You met something that's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic and time-phased. That's the goal for New Year's resolutions. But I find as I get older, I used to try to do that, and then like you, Georgina, I think it's more about setting an intention. Like I want to spend more time with nice friends. I want to laugh more. I want to be in nature more with my dog. I want to make more time for my mum and my sisters. I want to travel when I can, because as you get that bit older, you start to realise how precious life is.
Totally.
And sometimes I want to have a 6-pack, or I want to have this much in my bank. They're kind of, there's ego goals, and then there's more spiritual, soul-based goals. And I think as you become wiser in your years, you kind of tend to be just around nice people, do nice things. Of course, we need to make money and keep healthy, but I think the balance of like life is precious, isn't it? So don't be too strict on your goals. More or less, like set an intention. I want to be happier. I want to be more joyful. I want to be more kind. That's my goals.
I love that.
Really nice.
Yeah, I think it is something about getting older. I mean, I'm a lot older than everybody else here. And I agree with you. I was thinking about New Year's resolutions, and actually, really, it's sort of just a general feeling of being more in the moment and trying not to worry about stuff that might happen in the future, because chances are actually that it's never those things that you worry about that actually do happen.
Yes.
And you can't do anything about them anyway. So, just trying to find happiness and peace. It sounds like a bit of a cliche, but in the moment.
Oh, definitely.
But also I think it's about making appointments. I have a fantastic planner from Ali Main. It's amazing, the diary.
I'm loving that too.
It's so good. It's an amazing planner. But for me, it's like I said to you today, even Hannah, I said I really want to spend more time with you this year. And I think when we're all busy with business and family and whatever else, I think when you have your planner to actually set appointments, that I'm going to see you tomorrow for a cup of tea.
Yeah.
I'm going to, and put it in your diary.
Same with exercise.
Yeah, and when you put it in the diary, so when you put it in the diary, I think, okay, I want to go to Italy in May to work in a retreat. I want to go to Bali in August. Mm-hmm. And when you have things that you really want to do, you have to put them in the diary, and financially and work-wise, make sure they happen. Because if you don't put them in, one day runs into the next, and we just get caught up in this cycle, and it can get a bit monotonous and a bit boring. Definitely. So I think New Year is a good reset point, because you think, what do I want more of? Yeah. Let's put it in my diary and schedule it, and then you're more than likely going to have a more fun year.
Yeah, I love that. And that's definitely true with social events. You know, what we and other people, say to each other, oh, we really should get together. But do it straight away. Organise it straight away. If you want to spend more time with someone, send them a message and go, hey, it'd be really great to get together for a coffee or dinner or whatever, or go for a walk or whatever you want to do. When are you free in the next few weeks? And get them to commit, and you both commit, and you put it in the diary, and it's happening. 100%. Whether it's in a few weeks' time or even if it's in a few months' time, if people are travelling or whatever, still get something in the diary. Otherwise, another year goes by and you haven't spent more time with those people. It happens all the time.
And then you're dead.
Happy New Year!
Everybody's
Oh, very true. So how about the dry January thing? Is it something you've ever tried? Is it something you...
I did it a couple of years in a row, actually, and I found it was quite good of just a bit of a reset. Yeah. But my trouble with like Three Kings and everything going on is really I'm not going to not drink on the Three Kings parade, so that means it's after then. and then I've got a friend arriving on the 12th, and it rather slips into it. So I'm not sure I definitely won't be doing it this year, but I do think it's a good exercise, particularly to kind of reassess your relationship with alcohol, because I think some of us can, and I would put myself in this category, get quite into just the good lifestyle here that involves a beer with every social activity.
Fizzy and cold.
You can start to kind of get not necessarily dependent on it, but certainly most of your activities revolve around it. Yeah. And a habit can form without you realising. So I think something like Dry January or an equivalent can just help you just check in there that everything is fine and you can take it or leave it.
And if you can't do the whole month, then it's just doing it for a bit. Yep. That's what we're doing at the moment. We didn't...
Even Monday to Thursday.
Exactly. Whatever you can do. We haven't had a drink since New Year's Eve, but then on Monday night I was invited out to dinner for a really nice place with a friend who was here for a couple of days. So I said I'm going to drink that night, which I did, but then haven't since. But then not this weekend, but the next weekend we're going away for this big social weekend thing. So definitely will then. Yeah. So it's just so for me it's from the 6th until like the 18th or something that I'll be doing.
Yeah, but Hannah, again, it's all about balance. Yeah. So sometimes if we try to suppress something like I'm not going to drink for the whole month, it sounds like a great intention, but if it actually is giving you more like
anxiety
like, because it's Friday night and you want a glass of red wine and you're thinking, no, I'm sticking to my dry January, like why? Just life is very short. We're going to be in the grave like for thousands of years. Have a glass of wine. Don't be so tough on yourself. You're probably like working all week, you're eating healthy, going to the gym. So I think people have to be a bit more realistic. If you have huge health problems and you have diabetes and you're overweight or you have an alcohol problem, but if you're like a normal person who likes a glass of wine at the weekend, I sometimes think, why deprive yourself?
I know what you mean. It is about balance, and it depends how. I mean, for a lot of people, they're sort of over consuming through the festive period, eating more, drinking more. So the idea of January, it's a good idea for a bit of a reset, like you said, to eat less, eat better and drink less alcohol. The two things kind of go hand in hand with the new year after.
Interesting enough, I did a 3-day water fast. I ate nothing at all, right? I made up for over Christmas, by the way, on the sofa in the rain, chocolates, roast potatoes, everything, all the nasties, all the packaged crisps and everything. And then I decided, oh my God, I want to get really fit this year, because I have been really fit in the past. But as you get older, it is harder to stay fit, harder to lose the weight. And I said I really want to make an effort in January reset. So I said I'll do a 3-day water fast, just water and salt for 3 full days. Wow. I started on Monday and ended on Wednesday night. But it regenerates your stem cells. It does so many things for your body. So I did that, and then basically I'm thinking to myself, if you do that, and then I'm going to go back to, I'm now eating normal again and stuff. So I think every now and again it's good to do something just to kind of, to give your body a shock. Because when you shock your body when it comes to food or alcohol or a habit change, you reset your wiring in your brain to think, and everything changes. Your hormones change, all your stem cells, everything changes, and then you can kind of slip back into normal life. But it does help to do that sometimes. But it depends on your personality, because if it gets too obsessive, like people who have anorexia or bulimia, it wouldn't be good to fast.
No,
people who have problems with alcohol. So it depends on people's. Everyone's different.
Is it something you think about, Mary?
Yeah, I do think about it. I think about it.
Well done.
Well, she said it twice. She said it twice.
No, I would try personally and say, well, not on a school night.
Yes. No, that's a good, absolutely.
Or not every day.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. These little things make a big difference.
100%.
Definitely. Well done, us. We'll take a break.
Hannah Murray on TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Women Talk with Mary Harbo, Georgina Shaw and Audrey Spearing. There's an article about regrets, which automatically makes me start singing My Way in my head. I've had a few. Yes.
But then again, a few to mention.
With the big decisions in life, research shows we are more likely to regret what we didn't do than what we did. And that regret lingers on. We regret, for example, not applying for that job abroad. We imagine that if we had, everything would have turned out brilliantly and led to us having a far better career than the one we actually had. So how do you feel about regrets? Do you have any? Did you used to regret things and you don't anymore?
I don't believe in it.
Okay.
I really, really don't believe in it. And through my work as a celebrant, also, I have met many people, at the end of their lives. And it's perfectly true. People, if they do have regrets, it's the things that they haven't done. Yeah. And somebody asked me the other day, actually, whether we regretted having moved back to the UK. And I was thinking about it because, in a way, there was this sort of a sadness associated to it. But it wasn't a regret. I don't regret. Actually, I really don't regret anything.
No.
I think things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
And maybe you can't see the bigger picture at the time, but it emerges later. And I think it's very, very sad for people to live their lives with regrets and sadness for things that they wish they'd done. I mean, maybe there were one or two things I shouldn't have done. However, it wasn't that I didn't do them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or didn't have a go.
Exactly. We all make mistakes, I think, and we can hopefully learn from them. Living with regret is a horrible thing to carry inside of you. It's not a nice feeling. To avoid feeling like that is good. So you can go, that was probably a bad choice I made there, but I did it because of this.
And I've learned your way.
To understand why you made that choice and to go, I wouldn't do that again. Or it's just learning from it as opposed to regretting.
I so agree with that sentiment of regretting what you haven't done, a choice that you haven't made. I think, every time we get to a crossroads or a decision which might take us down one path, you have to make that with the best information that you have at the time. And sometimes the things that are best for us are things that scare us the most and make us kind of really question, should I? And I remember about coming here, I was really so unsure. Should I stay? Should I go? What should I do? And it was actually my mum who said, okay, let's look at it a different way. How would you feel if you didn't do it?
Exactly.
And it was the best piece of advice because I thought, I would have always regretted. I knew because I could have been such a change, and in the end, here I am, 18 years later. But what I did is I then put in place the ability to go back, so that I knew that there would, if it worked, great. If it didn't, I could always go back. So I made sure my job would take me back. I did pay like an extra month rent on my house, so that I would just have that kind of safety net. And I think that is just so good to think, and for young people as well, to just go, things can go wrong. You can take a path that you think are great and in the end it isn't, but that shouldn't be a regret because you can always change the narrative. You can do something different. You can go back to school if you dropped out. You can change your job if you've chosen the wrong one, and you'll always learn something for every decision that you make.
Yeah.
You know, interestingly enough, when they measure the frequency of different emotions, regret is down there in the negative. So let's say you have like regret, shame, guilt, fear. All those kind of emotions are very negative, right? And they create a certain chemistry in our body, and then you get to peace, and peace is where most people want to be. You want to have peace in your life, and then above peace you have things like joy, happiness, enlightenment, bliss, that type of stuff. But regret is down there. So when you're having a feeling of regret, it's not making your cells happy inside your body because you're feeling like you've missed out on something. And like what Mary said, then you're not living in the present moment because you're more thinking about what you've lost out on. So it's not a very positive emotion to feel regret.
Definitely not. And the amount of people who probably will have said to all of you over the years, "Oh, you're so lucky living in Spain, and I wish I moved to Spain, and I don't know how you could have done that. How did you?" All that kind of stuff. And you know, it's nice to think, I did do that. I did make that choice. I did make that decision, and yay me.
But Hannah, I think also people that move here, we take a risk a little bit.
Yeah.
So you have to take a risk. You leave your family at home, your job at home. You go somewhere. You know your family's not with you. You're trying to find work. So sometimes, like, life comes with certain risks, and when you're willing to take those risks, then you don't have the regrets.
Yes.
But when you don't take the risk, you can still be stuck in the same circle because you want to stay in your comfort zone. But like you said earlier on, Georgina, sometimes the most kind of special moments is jumping out of the comfort zone and taking the risks.
Definitely.
And then you don't have the regrets. But it's having the energy to do that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Take the risk.
You've got to be brave.
I think also not to forget that actually if you don't do anything, that is a decision in itself. That has consequences as much as if you do actually do something. So to sit there and think, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just stay here. That is a decision in its own right.
Yeah, for sure. I do find it so fascinating, the whole idea of choice.
Yes.
And choosing to do something, choosing to say yes, choosing to say no, choosing to be angry, you know, choosing our feelings and things like that. Such a fascinating concept. You know, we're obviously feeling sad because something tragic or sad has happened is a perfectly normal reaction. And a healthy reaction to express the emotion when something sad has happened. But to be feeling sad and a kind of victim of your sadness for years afterwards isn't great, isn't good, isn't healthy.
I think a lot of people hold on to pain and anger for way too long. And if we think we're only on this planet for 60, 70, 80 years, whatever, right? Do we really want to spend 2 years being really peed off with your ex-boyfriend? Or, you know, really upset with that friend that disappoints you? We all get disappointed by friends. We all have problems. We all know no one's life is full of like unicorns and miracles. But I think you have to allow yourself the time to feel those things. But the trick is don't stay there too long. And there's a great saying. It's by a Swami Satchidananda, and it's real freedom is enjoying whatever you do. So I always try. If I find myself like I don't really like paperwork or computer work so much, I think, oh God, this is really annoying me. And then I laugh and I think, oh, here I go again. So I just say, okay, I'm just going to do 15 or 20 minutes. I can do that, and then I'm going to do something that I really enjoy. Because you have a choice. You have a choice to stay in that peed off mood, or a choice to lift yourself into peace and joy. I think music lifts you, being around people that make you laugh lifts you, eating delicious food lifts you. So I think doing things that make your heart sing, that you enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love that. This is an interesting one, talking about going to the gym more, exercising more in the new year, that kind of thing. A fifth of those aged 18 to 40 plan to enjoy or endure daily ice baths this year. Nearly 1 in 10 plan to be hooked up to a vitamin IV drip regularly, and 8% have pledged to remain celibate for the year. Almost a quarter are committing to no caffeine, while a fifth vowed to not touch any sugar, and 19% to avoid ultra-processed food.
You probably die of boredom.
Sounds very
This
difficult.
sounds in 6 months.
So who's had an ice bath?
I was lined up for the ice swim or the swim on New Year's Day.
Wow,
We did Em's yoga class. The yoga happens at 12 and then into the water. But of course, New Year's Day was so bad, the weather, and the sea was so angry. It was all called off. But I was lined up for it.
You were going to do it.
I was going to do
it.
it.
So you've almost done it.
I've thought about it.
You're doing a lot of thinking, Mary.
Mary's the best thinker on the panel.
Georgina, have
I've
you
done it in my head.
I haven't, and I have like my body absolutely forbids me to go into cold water.
Yeah.
I've been to those spas where have the ice plunge pools, and I see people just jumping in, and I'm going, I'm thinking very seriously about this. I'm doing this time, and something physical overtakes me. I go like down 2 steps, whoa, no, out I come without even rationally kind of realising it. I'm a huge wimp about cold.
So
I think you shouldn't actually jump straight in.
No.
I think that can be a real shock for your body.
Yeah.
I think you're meant to go in
steadily
and make your arms cold and your legs cold.
I wouldn't
and
be able to do it.
Georgina, there's actually new scientific research that's come out. There's an amazing doctor called Stacey Sims, right? And she's amazing. And she was on the Mel Robbins podcast, and I was listening to her, and basically about ice baths, because I work in a lot of holistic retreats, and there's always ice baths, right? And I never get in because I hate being cold. That's why I live in Spain. I want to be warm. I don't like cold water. So I never got in, and they all say, if you get in. And I say, no, something told me don't get in. So I did a lot of research on it, because there was girls and boys on these retreats, and they were all getting in. And I was noticing the women were not reacting well. Like the men are fine. So when I did a bit of research on it, and all the scientists are saying it, that women's bodies are different to men's bodies. We have different hormonal situations going on. We have different thermoregulation. And as a woman, especially like 30 to 40 to 50 years of age, ice baths are not good for our hormones.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
My body knew.
We're better in saunas. Because the heat detoxes through the skin, but the ice bath's not good for women of a older age.
And we don't need to think. You don't need to think about it anymore, Mary. Go and have a sauna.
I'll wait till next year.
Yes, I'd thought about it before as well, but never managed to. No,
But have a glass of wine.
I don't know. In a sauna. Yes. Let's take a break.
Hannah Murray, TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. We are chatting to Mary Harbo, Georgina Shaw and Audrey Spearing, all with us in the studio for Women Talk. There's an article here about makeup, saying why you need to give your makeup routine a workout. And it got me thinking and wondering, how often do people change their makeup or buy new makeup, buy different kind of products? I see all these things that come up on Facebook all the time that kind of remind you of growing up, and things like the Heather Shimmer. Do you remember the Rimmel Heather Shimmer lipstick?
Yes.
And all that kind of stuff from like the 90s, and everyone kind of had the same. So yeah, it got me thinking about makeup and how often you try new things.
I wear very little makeup, and if I'm having like a statement makeup day, it would be probably most people's normal wearing makeup.
Right.
So, and I've realised when I try and do things like shiny eye makeup, or like I remember I had some shiny eyeliner, I spent the whole day kind of thinking there was something in my field of vision, and the idea of wearing those big lashes and things like that, no way. So I probably have the same makeup that I've had for like 20 years. And I just finished a bottle of perfume that I got when I was like 18 years old.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Have you checked the expiry date?
I know. So me and the makeup industry, we're not close.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
Fair enough. That's funny. What about you, Audrey?
So basically, my makeup is, I'd say when I check the bottom mirror, it's definitely past its sell-by date.
Yeah.
100%. I kind of like buy things haphazardly. Once I kind of, because I go exercise a lot, I don't like a lot of makeup on my skin. So I might put a bit of lip gloss on, and I always get a little bit eyelash extension. So once I have that, I feel okay. But then regarding the makeup, I'm not a big, huge makeup person. But if I have it in my drawer, I have it there for so long. And sometimes I look and I go, expired 2010. And I think I really shouldn't be putting this on my face because they say it goes off, but does it really go off? I don't know. I
know that it's supposed 6 months or a year. You're supposed to have lots of makeup.
Is that a marketing ploy for you to buy more?
Well, maybe.
I think probably.
Yeah. Maybe. I think if you keep it, depending on what the makeup is, you know, if it's a lipstick.
Like if it's eyeshadow and you put a little bit there, I have eyeshadow at the palettes for ages, and I use a tiny bit, like once or twice a week. I'm never going to use it up within 6 months.
No.
So it's just there, and I just use my finger. I go like that, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think it's fine. Mary, do you?
Yeah, no, I stayed. I think I remember reading once about hairstyles and makeup, and that as women we tend to sort of be time locked into the time that we thought we looked our best.
Right, yes, that makes sense.
We sort of go with that look forever. Probably. Somewhere along the line, I got caught in that time warp. So I'm at the stage where I very rarely would change a lipstick colour. I just buy the same one and just put it on.
But I think the young girls are more makeup based. I mean, I look at all my nieces
all the contouring.
Oh my God. I mean, honest to God, I mean, at a push, I would spend 5 minutes doing makeup. At a push. You know, that's me making an effort, right? But I see my other people and they're like, they take an hour.
Yeah.
They're doing the primer and the contouring and they're doing these eye things and they look amazing. But I think, how long did it take you to get ready? Well, they're always late. They've
got to watch 10 TikTok videos on how to do it first.
Exactly. My 17-year-old granddaughter spends hours in front of the mirror. I mean, boring.
Yeah.
I mean,
longer than they're actually out. Exactly. Getting ready, then you go to the pub, you're exhausted from all the makeup.
But I think it must be weird for people they're dating. You know, a lot of these stars that you see, that you're reality stars particularly, that you're used to seeing wearing lots and lots of makeup, and you just, without even thinking about it in your head, you just kind of think that's how they look, that's what they look like, and you think, oh, you know, she's really pretty, I love what she does with her eyes, blah blah blah. And then you might see them either being papped, or they'll put a photograph or a video of themselves doing their own makeup, and you're like, oh my goodness, if I saw them in the street, I literally wouldn't recognise them.
Plain Jane.
Because they're literally putting a whole new face.
Like a masquerade.
Yeah. I mean, it's impressive, but also kind of weird. You know, if you went home with someone in a nightclub and then you woke up in the morning and be like, who are you?
Trade Descriptions Act.
Without their makeup.
One night stand gone wrong in the morning. That's not who I dated last night.
Exactly. I'm surprised.
I think if you have your makeup done professionally, you know, by really, you know, to go, well, you do television, so perhaps, I don't know, do you have...
No, we do it ourselves.
But these people really are artists.
Yeah.
They are makeup artists. And
yeah.
I think you see them when you watch things like Strictly Come Dancing and how they transform those people who look really quite ordinary into looking absolutely stunning.
Definitely. The only time I've ever had my makeup done professionally was for my wedding.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I remember when she came to do a trial, I remember I felt really bad for my reaction because I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, oh, do I look a bit like a drag queen?
You look like transvestite.
Exactly. And she was like, oh, thanks. And I was like, oh no, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean, just because it was so much more than I'd ever normally wear. But she said, trust me, you know, when the wedding photos,
it's for the photos,
and you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You know, you look at the wedding. I've looked at all the wedding photos, and I don't think, oh my goodness, I'm wearing too much makeup.
No.
I just, you know, you hope that you look all right.
Yeah.
As long as you don't get a shock reaction from PJ as he sees it for the first time.
Yes, exactly. Whoa!
But I think for me, it's the time. I mean, it's okay if you're getting married and you get your makeup done for an hour. It's a special day. I get it. Right? You have a special occasion. I understand that. You spend a bit more. But on an average day, if you're going to work or you're going out, I couldn't be spending an hour doing my makeup.
No,
like 10 minutes. 5-10 minutes.
In the summer, when I've got a bit of colour to my skin, I don't wear any foundation, anything like that at all. In the winter, I put a little bit of.
Do you know what I think is quite sad is a lot of women really, really feel awful about themselves without makeup. So do you remember that social media trend of, you know, take a picture of yourself with no makeup, that no makeup challenge? And I'm like, that is just a normal day for me. Like, you know, if people see me with makeup on, I want people to go, oh, you look nice today. And I'm like, thank you very much. Yes, I've spent 5 minutes on this. Thanks so much. Whereas the idea that people would not leave the house or would not take a picture of themselves without makeup, I think is really, really tragic. Because what that's saying is, I actually don't like the way I look. And I actually don't want anyone to see the real me. Yeah. And that I find quite telling about our kind of generation. And I worry with TikTok it's just going to get even more.
But I think there's so much pressure on girls to look that perfect way, isn't it? With their face, their eyes, their hair and everything. But like Pamela Anderson obviously came out under the whole no makeup thing. And she set a whole trend of women like not even putting a bit of mascara on.
Yeah,
like
amazing.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Very so good for her.
She looks gorgeous without her makeup.
She does. Really does. Well, we better take the last ad break.
Hannah Murray. TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the last part of today's Women Talk with Mary Harbo, Georgina Shaw and Audrey Spearing. We're talking pets now. Apparently Patch or Fido aren't good enough for modern pets anymore, as owners give their furry friends the A-list treatment by naming them after stars. Bella is the most popular celebrity pet name, after Bella Hadid or Bella Swan. Charlie also is a popular one, Charlie XCX, the singer. Taylor, after Taylor Swift. Harry Styles. Billie Irish. Elvis, we know who Elvis is. So yeah, I wondered, pet names that you either have for your pets now or that you have had over the years, where did you get the names from?
I think it's really important. I've done naming ceremonies for babies and so forth, and I think when you give a name to a living creature, I mean, you know me, I named all my chickens, rescue chickens, and it sort of gives them a whole personality. It's sort of I think it's really important. I mean, I know people who've had a cat and they just call it Cat. And I think that's so sad. I think that, I mean, our cat, we named him after Jackie Mason, the comedian, because he just died. So Mason was the cat. And, you know, actually Mason's quite a cool name now.
Yeah.
I didn't realise, but, you know, he very good with his Mason. And of course, you know, our dog who's here at the moment is Maddie.
Yeah.
She's always been Maddie, and that's just the name.
Do you know where Maddie came from?
100%.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I had a list of names for her, and actually it was because my husband's father had written a little poem about Maddie and being a little bit saddy, and when she was baddie, I thought, right.
Oh, that's lovely.
Maddie it is.
That's really nice.
But I think it's funny giving, in a way, your pet a human name, because people can get a little upset about it if your name is the same as, you know, I know somebody who was called Maddie who seemed a little bit upset that we'd called our dog
really?
Maddie.
Oh, how funny. I think it's hilarious when you hear people shouting or calling for their dogs and they are like really human. Jeffrey! Or
Roger,
things like...
David,
yeah, exactly.
David
Just really normal human names. Calling that, I think that's hilarious.
So, as you know, I have a Labrador and his name is Zeus.
Yes.
And my son, Cian, I never wanted a dog because I was just too busy, and he was like, Mum, please come and get a dog. And I was sending him all these photographs from AAA of one with no eye and half a leg. And let's rescue, they're trying to rescue the world, you know. He's like, please stop trying to rescue, can I just have a white Labrador called Zeus? And I says, why do you want to call it Zeus? He says, because it's a Greek god and he has a lot of power. He can change things. He has a lovely energy. And that's what my son said to me. So my Labrador is called Zeus, and it kind of suits him, actually.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
But do not make a diminutive of it. I mean, I was always told that when you need to have a vowel at the end of the name, so that do you call him Zeusy or...
Sometimes.
Yeah, when you call it, you sort of need
Zeus.
that to have at the ending of the calling of the dog.
Yeah,
I'd not thought about
Mary,
that
you're so
before.
right though. I think definitely names and words, they have energy. So like it's like if you have call a cat disaster, I think someone said that in the lobby.
Oh yeah.
You know, more than likely it's going to, like, if you call someone Joy. Oh, look! All of a sudden, then you're smiling because the word joy thinks you think joyful things.
Yeah.
So, giving a name to someone like Hannah's a real happy name. You know, my name Audrey. I never liked my name because my mum called me after Audrey Hepburn. But I think, but what about people think I'm Audrey Roberts out of Coronation Street? You know, I'd meet people like when I was younger. I'd meet guys in a nightclub and they'd be flirting and they go, "What's your name?" I go, "Audrey," and they go, "Audrey," like Audrey Roberts. I says, "No, like Audrey Hepburn."
Audrey became, though, very, very trendy, didn't it, with Audrey Tatou? The French actress.
Oh, okay. There you go. You're trendy, Aud.
Oh, God.
I think Audrey and Georgina are quite old-fashioned names.
Yeah.
And I think when we were growing up, it felt like I had a kind of old lady name.
My second name is Monica, even worse. Audrey Monica. What was my mum thinking?
Oh, I like Monica. I think of Monica in Friends.
Yeah.
I think Monica's
I went
nice.
to St Monica's school, so it's very special energy for me.
Oh, funny.
I think as I've grown up, I feel I've grown into my name, you know, more. And what I realise is older people always used to like me. So, oh, Georgina, what a lovely name. So when I was a care worker or I was going in to help my granny, I was so popular just because I was Georgina and everyone thought that was a lovely
It's a
name.
very respectable name, isn't it? Georgina.
Yes,
Trustworthy name.
Sensible.
I have an Uncle George, and he called his first daughter Georgina, and then they called the first grandchild Georgia. So there was all these...
sweet George's Georgia.
Yeah.
I think it's funny with pet names over the years. I've never had dogs, but always had cats, and how they're so used to hearing the tone. And I think it's interesting to try and work out whether they actually know their names or just know that the way that you say a word.
Yeah.
So instead of so our cat is called Poppy. So I might say Poppy, but instead of saying Poppy, I could go Loopy, Loopy, or Tootie, or Fluky, or whatever, just in the same tone, and her ears will go, and you kind of think, she's no clue what her name is at all. It's just speaking to her in a nice tone.
So the names are just for the humans, not for the dogs.
Exactly. You can kind of go, how are you silly little thing? And she'll go,
Someone's looking at
Dogs
me.
know.
Really?
100%.
Interesting.
I'd say Maddie has a vocabulary of about 30, 40 words.
Okay.
All her toys, she knows which one is baby toy, which one is Brussels sprout, which one is, you say them, she gets them.
That's clever.
And there are certain people who are very important in her life, and we have to spell out their names rather than saying it because she goes running to the door to look for them.
Wow, clever dog.
That's
Very
it.
clever
Well,
dog.
a lot of them do know walk, don't they?
Oh, yes.
Obviously, but again, if you say it with the tone, they will. But even if you're saying we better take the dog out for a walk, they know that. So you have to say WALK.
I think probably cats less so.
Exactly. Yes, definitely.
We're just the people that put food down for them. Really,
Yes, let's be
we're
honest.
quite inconsequential in their universe.
So they say that cats have staff, don't they?
Yes.
Dogs have owners, cats have staff.
Yes, one of my favourite videos from years ago, I think it was during the pandemic, but I could be wrong. There was a video of a guy coming home from the army, dressed in all his khaki gear, and coming home to see his dog. And as soon as he walked through the door, the dog was like, the dog was going mad, running round in a circle, jumping up on him and like barking and just like tail wagging, and just so unbelievably happy to see him. And it was so beautiful to see. And then there was like a funny video that happened afterwards, like trying to get the same reaction from a cat. And the guy walks in the door and the cat's just like curled up on the sofa, and the owner's going, hello, daddy's home, trying to get the cat to like just look up, and the cat barely kind of looked up and carried on, like, no reaction whatsoever. I thought that was very funny, very telling, seeing the difference. We have less than a minute left, so I don't think we need to move on to anything else. Anyone have weekend plans they wish to share? That good, eh?
Yeah, it's exciting in January, isn't it?
I know. Well, I'm trying not to do too much, actually.
I'm
like,
doing a
let's
meditation
chill.
workshop all day Saturday.
lovely.
And then I'm going to a restaurant here for dinner. There's a live singer and karaoke Saturday night.
Oh, nice.
And it's my
That'll be
birthday
fun.
next week, so I'm going to go for a nice dinner. It's going to be fun.
It's good for you.
Enjoy.
Good for you.
Well, all have a lovely weekend.
Thank
whatever
you
you're
so
doing.
much. Thank
You
you.
too.
And thank you for coming in today.
Pleasure.
Howard Brereton is next with Spain Today, and then it is the book show from 7 o'clock, and I will be back with you for TRE in the afternoon on Monday at 4. Have a great weekend, enjoy the sunshine, try and sit outside in the sun instead of inside in the cold. That's my advice.
You've been listening to a TRE production. If you've enjoyed this program, there'll be another episode waiting for you next week, right here on this platform, where you can also access our extensive back catalogue of shows and interviews. For more information on our live programming, social media channels and apps, and how to contact Talk Radio Europe, please visit tre.radio.